What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Coinbros. It is March. What is it? I don't even know what day it is. March 14th. It's Friday. Happy Friday, you guys. We got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of good news. I wouldn't say all good news, but for Bitcoin, we're sitting at like 73.5 right now. So Bitcoin's looking good. And that's nice, right? Because last week we were in the 60s, right? Where I think we hit 60. So Bitcoin is showing crazy strength, and a lot of it are because of some of these stories here that I'm going to go over. Obviously, to do with the war, Bitcoin's starting to act like digital gold. People are moving into Bitcoin over gold. Gold's been on this crazy tear, right? Like the past, whatever, months and months and months. And Bitcoin this week is the first week that Bitcoin's actually kind of crushed gold. Bitcoin's up, it says here, 14 or 12%, and gold's down 2%. So it's just, it's like a 14% swing there on gold and Bitcoin. And, there's probably a big reason for that is what's going on in the war, right? People are rushing over to Bitcoin. It's just a better, harder money, man. A store of wealth. It just makes more sense. We've been talking about that for the longest time, and we're starting to see it play out. So let me move my computer a little bit. What else we got here? Let's take a look what we wrote out here. Okay, so top movers for the day are obviously Bitcoin up 4.3%. We've got ETH, Solana, BNB. They're all like up 1%. Nothing crazy, right? The major altcoins are pretty stagnant. Like they're not really moving much. Not much going on, right? Because you need Bitcoin to do really well. You need the market to start funneling money into Bitcoin and like it all trickles down, right? And but it's not the market looks pretty good considering where we're at right now. And seeing Bitcoin move in that direction, I think the key range we want to look for is 84K, 84.5. So if we break 84.5, actually, no, I'm sorry. I think it's 80. So if we can break 80K.5 or so 80.5K, we're off to the races. And then we have a big support level down at 68. So we don't want to see it go under 68, but if we head towards that 80K range, like we're kind of off to the races. And man, imagine if that was the bottom, huh? Like 60K Bitcoin. Imagine if that was the bottom. That would be if 60K was the bottom. It's not, it could be. You never know. Especially if everyone's running over to get it because of the war. Anyway, here's one of the stories. Story number one, Bitcoin is outperforming gold as a war hedge. The narrative shifting. For the first time in the cycle, Bitcoin is outperforming gold during a major geopolitical crisis. So, like I said, gold is falling 2%, Bitcoin's up 12%. Yeah, man, it makes sense. It's really not that crazy to think. Okay, so second story, BlackRock launches staked ETF, Ether ETF, ETHB. BlackRock debuted that today. Basically, the rich get richer. BlackRock just keeps digging their heels deeper into the industry. They launched another ETH ETF, and they're going to get it probably. And yeah, so they're just going to get richer, all of BlackRock. And MicroStrategies, they'll just keep getting richer. Eventually, they'll rule the world, and all of us little fish need to just get our little piece of the pie, you know what I mean? This is the story I wanted to talk about, though. And this is I don't want to say funny story. This is a story that, like, if you are a crypto guy, it kind of makes you smirk and laugh. But not at the fact of how much money this dude lost. It's just because we've all done it before. And we've all felt like an idiot before, but we've never done it to this magnitude. Now, if this guy's... I'll dive into it, okay? JP Morgan is hit with a $328 million crypto Ponzi lawsuit. Good way to get banks not to want to mess with crypto, huh? An investor filed a class action lawsuit accusing JP Morgan of providing banking infrastructure for Goliath Ventures, a $328 million Ponzi scheme. So that's one thing. The second thing is, this is the thing that made me kind of giggle, and not, I feel horrible for the guy, but it's like, God damn, that's so crazy. So separately, a user lost $50 million. That's 50 with 6 zeros. Buying Aave through an Aave interface. He only received $36,000 worth of Aave, 324 Aave for $50 million. Due to accepting a quote with an extreme price impact. So the dude had like a 99.9% slippage on that thing, bro. That homie looked at the thing and $50 million, clicked it, boop, thank you for your money. Imagine, bro. And like, how do you sue someone for that? Like, you literally were looking at it. It told you what your slippage is for whatever reason, and you clicked it. And why are you in charge of $50 million worth of crypto if you don't even know what you're looking at? It just goes to show how much money some dudes have. And they're literally like clicking buttons to trade $50 million, and you're not even looking at your slippage. So he got 36K worth of Aave for $50 million. Just hold, bro. You just got to hold. Maybe one day you'll get that back. So anyway, he's trying to sue JP Morgan. And they're saying, like, you know, the whole thing is like the interface. Like, the interface should be more intuitive. Like, the interface shouldn't allow that. I mean, we'll see, right? Like, how does that play out, huh? It's like you click the button, but it's like, is it their fault because the interface isn't intuitive enough? Maybe there should be a checker that you can't do something like that. But man, banks are going to be like, we're good on crypto, huh? I think we're going to chill. You get hit with a $328 million lawsuit. It's like, yeah. Anyway, so if you're a crypto guy, you probably understand like why I was kind of giggling at that. A guy freaking hit a 99.9 slippage on $50 million. God, man, you got to feel like a moron. And the closing lines are, okay, so basically, like, we'll end this shorter today because it's Friday. I got to go pick my kids up. We're at 74K Bitcoin. We got the war. The war's, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people. I don't want to go too deep in on it because it's kind of, you know, it's kind of negative, like, or not negative, but it's just a bit of a downer, right, when you think about everything that's going on. But the war's probably going to ramp up a bit. And the price of oil is probably going to go up a lot. You know, times are rough. Bitcoin's doing well. Usually, you know, by default, the asset itself, it's kind of designed to do well in crisis. And it's kind of exactly why it was created, right? So it makes sense that Bitcoin actually could do the opposite of what people think and actually go crazy when the world gets a little bit crazy, right? So it's something to watch. And then we want to look for that resistance, right? So we want to break through the resistance, head towards 80K. We want to make sure we don't go under 68K or else that could be a downturn. So those are the two levels I think you want to watch, right? And yeah, I mean, that's it. Make sure you don't click any buttons, man. Always double check what you're sending your money to, right? You don't want to get hit with any of that slippage nonsense because it happens to people every day. Be careful out there. Be nice to each other. You guys have a good Friday. I will be back tomorrow. Every single day we do this. Don't matter what day it is. We're going to give you the daily update. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and shoot us a comment, man. Much love.